we're sort of in an interesting time right now with protests.
Yeah.
What's happening with the NFL, how the president has decided to throw himself into the mix of all that. You dealt with the police for the majority of your life. You know,
a portion. Yeah. Portion.
You know, both being, you know, before you went to jail to actually dealing with COs, which are essentially the police as well, to, you know, various run-ins along the way afterwards.
Being a black man out here, getting money.
First of all, what do you think was your worst situation you ever dealt with in terms of a cop?
Being called a nigger.
By a white cop?
You're fucking right. As a child, you know, we was bad though. Like, you know, we was running from the police every day, damn near. You know, back then they had lots and shit like that in New York City, and you know, and man, I'm talking too much. I'm making myself sound old, right? But no, but yeah. So you know, police would always chase us, and you know, and I remember one time, you know, the cop was chasing me, and I could hear him breathing, like he was getting tired. He's fucking nigger. And that was the first time I really heard somebody call me that. Like, yeah, that was, you know what? I felt like maybe I almost expected that because I felt like that's how they felt anyway, even that young. So I guess that was, or maybe the time when police beat me up and broke my arm.
You got your arm broken by police?
Yeah.
This was before or after you started rapping?
Way before I went. This was before I even went to prison.
Okay. So, were you caught doing something in the process, or were they just fucking with you?
It was something that happened on a train. Back then, you know, it was a lot of bullshit used to happen on the train, and they would stop the trains and, you know, rush the train, and it was a situation where somebody was saying they got robbed. They didn't know who robbed who, and they just threw everybody on the wall. I was like, fuck you, you big mouth, fuck you. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't did nothing, and they hemmed me up. I had to wind up going to the hospital. I got arrested and wound up going to the hospital and all that.
Because the cop broke your arm?
Yeah, and it was like fractured, yeah.
So the cop broke your arm. Did you try to pursue it? Did you try to press charges, or?
No. Ignorant.
You should have.
Sure, of course.
You could have gotten a check.
Break my arm now. Try me now. I dare you.
Did you and your mom have a conversation about this afterwards?
Nah, not really. I mean, when you're growing up in the hood, you kind of expect things like that to happen. You see it happen every day. It's like, I'm alive, so fuck it. It ain't nothing, whatever. Fuck the police. That's basically the norm.
So I understand you are able to vote again, though.
Yeah, I've been voting.
What's the rules? Because at one point, if you're a felon,
you can vote. That's a misconception.
It is.
Yeah, in New York City, you can be a felon and vote. You just got to register.
Aha. Okay. Is that like that all around the country?
Every state is different.
Aha. So it's a state thing.
Right. Every state has different rules. So I don't know what other states, you know, I don't know what the requirements are. But in New York State, you can vote.
There was a really interesting clip. This is a sheriff in Louisiana, and essentially he's upset because they had changed some of the prison laws in the state, which meant that he had less prisoners that were able to do free work for him. It sounds like some 1950s shit.
That's not 50s. That's before that. This is fucking 1700s slave shit. They got the bad ones, but they got the good ones that we could use to clean cars and pick up trash, right? To do shit in the house, right? Two things happen to me when I hear shit like that. I get angry. And then another thing happens to me. I say to myself, I like when they speak like that because it allows us to know exactly how they really feel. Fuck the bullshit, man. I think in this country, we went a long time trying to stomp racism out that we stopped believing that it was even here.
Yeah, Trump reminded us that it was still.
Yeah, right now we living in a
alive
time
and
right now.
kicking.
It's some black people that probably lived it some portion of their life like, man, you know, that's old. You know, we moving forward, man. Love everybody, man. Love this, man. I love everybody, but everybody don't love you. So now what? Everybody don't love you. I hate who hate me, man. That's it. I hate who hate what I stand for. No, I don't hate who. If you can dislike what I stand for, but if you hate me and hate my color and my lifestyle, then you hate my kids, you hate my kind. I'm supposed to love you. Sometimes I'm glad when they speak like that so that we can hear how they think. Sometimes I'm glad to hear them speak so disturbingly, because that's disturbing.
So you're shaking up right now.
That shit just made me mad. Like, I'm like, what? To hear him speak like this in 2017, like he's talking about cattle, like he's talking about property. He's complaining that they letting human beings,
The good ones.
yeah, out, right? Because they may be eligible for a work release, home confinement. So you would rather keep them in prison at the risk of straining his family ties, not being able to raise his children, not being able to provide and be something upstanding that his son could look up to. You would rather keep him in prison than clean your fucking cars, you fucking cracker.
Right, because we talked about this outside, was that your son was born while you were locked up.
Yeah.
You missed that.
Yeah, my son was 3 months old.
You missed being in that room, seeing your
that.
first child.
It's a fact.
And it seems like you're still bothered by that.
Yeah, I'm bothered by that. I'm bothered, yeah.
As you should be, as every man should be.
Crazy.
Yeah, because, slavery was outlawed everywhere except the prisons.
Exactly, 13th Amendment. This is what he represent, and that's the thing. Prison is a business. Now, what we're talking about is not just racism, because I'm pretty sure that there's a couple of, non-blacks in the prison system that he may be talking about, but predominantly, it's black males, Hispanic males, right? In the prison system that you complaining about, because they're eligible for different programs that'll help them become better people. This is what I'm saying. Yeah. Prison is not about
rehabilitation. Yeah.
Right? It's not about that. It's a business.
Right, because this program, what he's complaining about, was a program to reduce the Louisiana prison population by 10%.
Right, and he complaining about it.
He complained about it.
Right.
In the process, he was losing some of his quote unquote free labor.
Right, and that's the thing. All the states is the same, because they have these factories in there, and it's cheap labor. It's prison. When I was in prison, I refused to work in those type of things.
Okay, so you were offered that.
Yeah, I refused to do that.
Why?
Because I felt it was slavery.
Right, because you're getting paid. How much you get paid for doing that? Like $1 a week or something like that?
No, you get paid a little more than you doing a normal. You got to do something in there, whether it's go to school or you might be a porter. A porter, you might be like a little janitor, cleaning up on a tier, cleaning up in the gym. I would rather do that.
Okay, but you get paid, but I'd heard you get paid some sort of minuscule amount for doing these types of jobs.
Like maybe $30 a week or something like that, or $15 a week, maybe something like that. $15 a week.
Which is like less than $1 an hour.
Right, something like that. But for prison, it's like, man, dudes in prison is like, man, this is good. I don't got nobody at home sending me nothing, right? $15 a week. We go to commissary every 2 weeks. Shit, by the time I go to commissary, I got $30. I got $30 every time I go to commissary, something like that.
Right.
So dudes go to these industry programs and they go in New York State and make licenses. The licenses that people drive, right here in New York,
that's all prison
was made in Auburn. I'm not working in that, man. You can kiss my mother, you can suck my dick. Straight up. I'm not doing that. I'm not going, I ain't doing none of that.
So in your whole 10 years, you refused?
I ain't doing none of that. They had me in I'm like an asshole. I'm involved in trouble. Always in the box. Always having problems. I've been in 10 different prisons in 10 years. Most dudes been one prison for 10 years.
They kept moving you.
Yeah. This is what they do with the assholes. So they say.
Yeah.
I'm not allowing my spirit to be broken, to be working in some fucking factory 12 hours a day so I can get more cans of tuna fish. Nah, man, I'm not doing that.